Hi guys, if you don't already know me, my name is Anna. This is my channel, Home of Fearless. I started this channel when I was in high school because I wanted to live my life fearlessly. After high school, life happened, and I think majority of us go through that where like we expected life to be a certain way, and then it turned out that responsibilities happen, rent happens, bills happen, routine happens, love happens, and so we get stuck in a lifestyle that we didn't necessarily dream of. And so I haven't been recording because I just been like living. So at the beginning of this year, I started watching this Netflix show called How to Get Rich. And while I was watching this show, I was amazed by the advice and the progress people were making, and just like the conversation about money. Because when you come from nothing, when you come from poor, it gets installed in you that like being rich has like a negative effect on people. One thing I would always say is that, oh, God knows why he didn't make me rich, because if he made me rich, I wouldn't be here right now. If he made me rich, I wouldn't be working this job. If he made me rich, I wouldn't be this, and I wouldn't be humble. So we always think that being rich means that you're not humble, that you're a snob, that you're like, cocky, and you're this negative person.
What's this thing about you not liking rich people? Is that true?
Yeah, not all of them.
I'm rich.
I know, you seem chill for a rich guy.
I never wanted to be rich. I thought that being rich was like a bad thing. All I wanted was to be able to have a purpose in life, and that was like my whole thing. But as I'm like getting older and as I'm experiencing life, I'm realizing that, if your purpose doesn't provide you with money, you won't survive. You won't live. You won't like eat. You won't experience the things you want to experience. So yes, help, but in a way that you can sustain yourself or leave a legacy for your family and your kids, and be able to pay your kids through school, which I didn't have. As I was watching the show, I got so pumped up. I was so excited, and then I started YouTubing more videos about like financial tips, and I even Googled the guy. I wanted to know who he was and how to invest and how to do all these things you talked about on the show.
Many of us think if we just had $5,000 or $10,000 more, suddenly our money problems would vanish. And yes, there are certain problems that vanish if you have an extra $5,000. But I talk to people like that all the time. They start making significantly more money, and suddenly they realize they have a problem they never anticipated. Their money psychology is not keeping up with their income.
So then I came across like Dave Ramsey and his daughter, Rachel Cruz. And I watch their videos literally every day. When I get up and I'm showering, I'm watching the video. When I'm driving to work, I'm watching the videos. And I'm like looking at all the motivational people about money, like any conversation that is about money and how to get rich. And now I'm like addicted, because I'm in a situation where I don't want to get too personal, because that's not what this video is about. It's about finances and about money, but our lives really depend on money. As much as I didn't want to be this rich person, now all I can think about is my financial freedom. Like, how can I never have to think about money again? How can I live so that I don't have to depend on, today I need to go make 200, today I need to make 400, today I need to make this amount. Things happen, life happens, and we can't control it. So all we can do is just prepare ourselves for what is going to happen.
If you do these 5 things, you will win with money 100% of the time. Number 1, you need to have a written plan, a budget. No one accidentally wins.
I started following the steps. And first, you need to know where your money is going. Before you can start a saving plan or anything at all, you need to know how much money you make and where your money is going. what are your bills? What do you have to pay for? How much is your rent? How much is your electricity? How much is this? How much is that? Write down a budget. I didn't know how to create a budget, so what I did was that I just made on a piece of paper, I put a line through it. On one side I put how much money I was making daily, because I make tips, so I make daily tips. And I put it all down at the end of the month. For January, I think I made like $6,000 in tips. And then for my expenses, I think I spent like, I can double check this for you. 1 second. I used $5,360. That's how much money I spent in January, just the month of January. And that wasn't me getting out of debt. That was just me living. That was just like my regular routine. So in groceries alone in January, I spent $670. In restaurants, I spent $400. So in just food alone, I spent $1,070 in the month of January. For laundry, because I don't have a laundry room in my house, so I have to go do laundry somewhere else, either downstairs or bring it to a laundry place, a laundromat, whatever. And I spent $200. My rent is $1,500. I do get money from my husband, and in January we had his cousin live here for a little bit, and so they both chipped in, and I add that to my income because I just consider that an income. My electricity, I paid $105. For my car, I paid $500. For gas, I spent $200. For Wi-Fi, I spent $80. For my phone, which I also have my husband, my little brother, my dad, and everybody, the plan was like $385. For my personal expenses, I spent $343 the month of January, because I already started watching Dave Ramsey, and I know that baby step number 1 was to save $1,000. What I did was that I started saving a little bit. The month of January, I saved $338. I paid no debt because Dave Ramsey said not to pay any debt. But in all reality, when I pay my car payments, that's paying debt. And then in the month of January, just out of generosity and just giving away money, like, I know this sounds weird to you guys, but when you come from poor, there's always somebody in need. So there's always somebody you know that needs money. So just in the month of January, I gave away $450.
Second thing is, you got to get out of debt. Your most powerful wealth building tool is your income. And when you spend your whole freaking life giving your money to banks who fill up the skyline and have furniture nicer than yours, that makes you stupid.
So March is coming up. March is my birthday month, and hopefully by March I have baby step number 1 completed, which is saved $1,000. And then I can, after I turn 25, I can start paying off debt, which is amazing because I get to be 25 and in this path, and let's see like where I'm at when I'm 30, you know, like if I can pay off. I don't have many debt because I didn't go to college. I couldn't afford college. I couldn't get a student loan, bad credit. And I decided that it was probably best for my family and I that I worked and helped out, which today I'm paying for because, you know, I could be a psychologist by now. I could have been a counselor. I could have been anything. I could have been anything. But I could have also been in debt, and I'm not. So let's use this as a positive thing, and let's, you know, move forward. If I do want to go to school later on, I'm just going to pay for my school because I'll be able to save, because that's what this is all about.
Number 3. Live on less than you make. You need to decide that my life is not good enough the way it is, and so I am going to control the controllables. I am going to change some things.
I need to cut back in a lot of things, Like, why do I need to spend $1,000 in food? Maybe I should stop eating. Basically, guys, the whole plan here is to live on less than you make, to be more conscious about your money. I'm hoping that by the time I turn 25, I can enter 25 with baby step number 1 done, and I can start paying off my car, I can start paying off my debt, and I can live happily ever after. Thank you, Dave Ramsey, for being who you are and doing what you do. Thank you, Rachel Cruz, for all of your tips and for sitting there and giving people financial advice and where to cut back and all of these things. And I'm just so grateful because it's simple, it's common sense, but I was ignorant to it. And so I feel free, I feel inspired, I feel motivated, and I can't wait to better my finances and fix this. Thank you for inspiring me, and I hope that I can inspire you guys with this story. Let's do this thing.